My brother sold my ranch while I was in Florida. I said, "The ranch you just sold." It's actually, I'm Utopia Ives 34 freelance interior architect. This trip marked my first real escape in 4 years. Gulf Coast waves, no blueprints, no deadlines. I'm on the beach Thursday. Phone off toes, in the sand mind finally clear. Friday morning, I board the flight home, land in San Antonio, turn on my phone. Messages explode. Reed Ranch gone. Buyer paid big. Reed. Your suitcase only now, sis. Reed Rolex on wrist. Cash deal. I grip my bag tighter. Heart pounds. I don't reply. I drive. The ranch gates loom ahead. Moving truck in the drive. If your family ever pulled a stunt like this, smash subscribe and hit the bell. You won't believe the twist. I kill the engine. Step out. Reed grins from the porch. I walk up slow. Then I say it. The ranch you sold? It's actually... His grin fades. I just turned off my phone, savoring the beach sunset. 3 days later, I land back in San Antonio. The air still carries salt from the Gulf. I wheel my suitcase through baggage claim, pop the trunk, and finally unlock my phone. 22 messages, all from Reed. The first hits at 9:03 a.m. Ranch sold 9:05. Buyer wired $320K. Cash. Done deal. 9:07. Now you're down to your suitcase, sis. Then a photo. Reed in the barn doorway, arm raised, flashing a shiny Rolex. The second hand ticks like it's counting down. I scroll. More photos. The buyer shaking dad's hand. Mom holding a thick folder. Reed signing something on the hood of his truck. The date stamp on the contract yesterday. I don't call. I don't text. I open the airline app, confirm my return was already booked, and drive straight from the airport. On the plane, I close my eyes. Memories flood in anyway. I'm 12, kneeling in the dirt, wrapping gauze around Reed's knee after he fell off his pony. Blood soaked through the first layer. He cried, but not from pain, from embarrassment. I told him no one was watching. I lied. I'm 15, carrying him on my back through a summer storm. Thunder cracked so loud the horses bolted. We hid in the old stall, both shaking, his arms locked around my neck. He whispered, "Don't leave me." I promised I wouldn't. I'm 22, sliding my credit card across the community college desk to pay for his riding lessons. The clerk asked if I was sure. I said yes. Reed never knew. He always leaned on me. From scraped knees to late rent, I caught him. Every time. I open my eyes. The seatbelt sign dings. We're descending. Wheels touch tarmac. I grab my bag, march through the terminal, and slide into my truck. The drive to the ranch takes 37 minutes. I count every one. I turn onto the gravel road. Dust kicks up behind me. The gates are open, wide open. A moving truck backs into the driveway, ramp down, workers hauling out the leather sectional I refinished last spring. Reed stands on the porch, arms crossed, grinning like he just won a bet. He spots me. His smile widens. "Welcome home, Utopia," he calls. Or should I say, "Welcome to your new life," with one suitcase. I kill the engine. The truck door slams behind me. He hops down the steps, Rolex glinting in the sun. "Before you freak out," he says, "hear me out. The buyer's loaded. Paid cash. We're set." I walk past him, past the workers wrapping the dining table in blankets, past Mom waving from the kitchen window like this is a family barbecue. Reed follows. "Come on, don't be dramatic. You were gone. We needed the money." I stop at the barn. The doors are ajar. Inside, my drafting table gone. My fabric samples boxed. My laptop cord dangling from a worker's belt. Reed leans against the doorframe. "You'll thank me later." I turn to him. Slowly. "How much did you tell them the ranch was worth?" He shrugs. "Enough." I nod. "Once." Then I pull out my phone, open the LLC app, and scroll to the master lease agreement. Reed's still talking. Something about crypto dips and warehouse space. I don't listen. I just watch the moving truck pull away, tires crunching gravel, carrying everything I built. The workers load the last box. The ramp folds up. The engine rumbles to life. Reed waves at the driver. See you at the new place. The truck disappears down the road. Dust settles. Reed turns to me, still smiling. Your turn to pack light, sis. I stand in the empty barn. Sunlight cuts through the slats. My phone stays silent. I don't answer. I just breathe. The salt air is gone. The buyer steps onto the porch, lighting a cigarette. Smoke curls into the evening heat. Reed bounces down the steps, thrusting his wrist forward. Check out my new watch, paid cash. The Rolex catches the fading light. Dad claps him on the back. Mom stands in the doorway, arms folded, nodding like this is a victory parade. I stay by my truck. Dust settles on my shoes. Reed spins toward me. Come on, Utopia. Lighten up. We're rich. Mom steps forward. We did what we had to. Dad adds family first. I pull a folder from my bag, the one I grabbed from the glove compartment on the drive over. Thick cardstock embossed seal. Reed snorts. What's that? Your diary. I open it. The top page, Hillstone Retreat, LLC, master lease with option to purchase. I hold it up. Hillstone Retreat, LLC owns the title. Your signatures are worthless. Silence drops like a hammer. The buyer, Mr. Harlan, freezes mid-drag. His cigarette trembles. Reed laughs, but it cracks. Nice try. We close this morning. I flip to the recorded deed. Recorded 3 years ago. Bexar County. Page 4782. Mr. Harlan drops his cigarette, grinds it under his boot. He yanks out his phone, dials. Yeah, it's Harlan. Pull the wire. Now. Reed lunges. You're bluffing. I don't flinch. Try cashing that check. Dad's face drains. Utopia, think about your brother. Mom whispers. We thought you'd understand. Mr. Harlan ends the call. Title company flagged it. Cloud on title. Wires frozen. He storms to his truck, slams the door. Gravel sprays as he peels out. Reed grabs my arm. Fix this, I pull free. You wanted the ranch gone. It's not. Workers pause, boxes half loaded. One glances at the contract photo on Reed's phone, still open on the screen. Dad mutters, We can fight this. Mom's voice shakes. You can't do this to us. I close the folder. I already did. Reed's Rolex suddenly looks heavy. He stares at it like it might disappear. I walk to the barn. The drafting table is back, workers unloading it, confused. Reed follows. You planned this, I don't answer. He kicks the dirt. You always think you're better. I stop. Turn. No, Reed. I just stopped catching you. The sun dips behind the hills. Long shadows stretch across the gravel. Mom calls from the porch. Dinner's inside. We'll talk. I don't move. Dad tries. Come on, kiddo. Reed's voice rises. You owe us? I look at the folder in my hand. The LLC seal glints. I didn't make up the LLC in the heat of the fight. I built it 3 years ago. Quietly, carefully. For a day exactly like this. The workers finish unloading the last crate. They stack it neatly against the barn wall. Reed stands in the doorway, fists clenched. Mom appears behind him. Utopia, please. Dad joins. Let's go inside. I step past them, into the barn. The air smells of hay and fresh wood. I run my hand over the drafting table. Reed's voice echoes. This isn't over. I turn the lights on. Fluorescent hum fills the space. Workers leave one by one. Truck engine fades into the distance. The porch empties. I sit at the table. Open my laptop. Bookings resume tomorrow. Reed's shadow lingers outside the door. He doesn't enter. The night deepens. Stars prick the sky. I breathe. The ranch is still mine. The folder lies closed beside me. I trace the embossed seal. 3 years of planning. 3 years of silence. 3 years of protection. Reed paces outside. His footsteps crunch gravel. Mom's voice carries. Reed, come inside. He doesn't. Dad sighs. Give her time. The house lights dim. I stay in the barn. The drafting table gleams under the fluorescence. My designs wait. The ranch waits. I wait. The night settles. Crickets chirp. A horse nickers in the stable. I close the laptop. Stand, walk to the door. Reed is gone. The porch is empty. The folder stays in my hand. I lock the barn. Keys jingle. I walk to the house. The kitchen light is on. Mom sits at the table. Dad stands by the sink. Reed nowhere. I place the folder on the counter. Mom looks up, eyes red. Dad turns, face lined. I say nothing. They say nothing. The clock ticks. I go to my room, close the door. The ranch breathes around me, safe, for now. I didn't make up the LLC in the heat of the fight. I built it 3 years ago, quietly, carefully, for a day exactly like this. 3 years ago, when the Texas real estate market slowed to a crawl, I saw an opening. Listings sat for months. Sellers panicked. I negotiated a master lease on the Hill Country Ranch, 10 acres pond old stables with an option to buy at a fixed price. The owner was relocating to Colorado and wanted steady income without the hassle. I formed Hillstone Retreat LLC the next week, filed the papers myself at the Basar County Clerk's office, paid the fees from a design contract I'd just closed. The setup was simple. LLC holds the lease and option. I handle everything maintenance, bookings, taxes. The ranch became a short-term rental for trail riders and glampers. Weekends filled with families around the fire pit. Corporate retreats in the barn loft. Fishermen at the pond from dawn to dusk. Revenue rolled in, enough to cover the lease upgrades and a small profit. I refinished the floors, added outdoor showers, stocked the stables with gentle horses. Guests left 5-star reviews about sunsets over the hills. Meanwhile, Reed discovered dropshipping. He started with phone cases from Alibaba. Ordered in bulk, marked up, ran Facebook ads. First month he cleared $10,000. He bought a new truck, bragged at family dinners. Then the ads stopped converting. Competitors flooded the market. Chargebacks piled up. He pivoted to kitchen gadgets, then fitness bands. Each flop burned cash. I used to handle the family finances back then. Paid Reed's overdue phone bill so his ads wouldn't pause. Covered his truck insurance when he missed payments. Even fronted tuition for an online course he swore would scale the operation. One evening, he showed up at the ranch unannounced. Dust on his boots, eyes bloodshot. "Sis, I need $500 just to clear a supplier invoice. I'll pay you back next week." I was in the barn sanding a picnic table. Sawdust coated my hands. "Reed, you're in over your head." "It's an investment." I set the sandpaper down. "No." His face twisted. "You're sitting on prime land renting to strangers and won't spot your brother 500. This isn't about the ranch. It's about patterns." He stormed out, slammed his truck door. Didn't speak to me for 2 months. The debt kept growing. Statements came to the family mailbox. Mom forwarded them to me, confused. $187,000 total. Mostly high-interest cards and that crypto loan he took when Bitcoin dipped. I warned him. Showed printouts. He laughed. "Crypto's coming back. You'll see." It didn't. The ranch thrived. Bookings doubled. I hired a part-time cleaner. Installed solar lights along the trails. Guests extended stays. One couple proposed by the pond. Reed's operation collapsed. Suppliers sued for unpaid inventory. Ads account suspended. He moved back home, truck repossessed. Mom asked me to help him restart. Dad suggested co-signing a new loan. I refused. That day at the county clerk stamping the LLC documents, only one person stood beside me, Vance. He read every page, nodded, signed as witness. He knew everything. The clerk handed back the originals. I slipped them into a folder. Vance drove us back in silence. The ranch road stretched ahead. I rolled down the window. Wind whipped through. Vance finally spoke. "Smart move." I nodded. The sun set behind the hills. The LLC was live. The protection began. Guests arrived the next weekend. Tents dotted the field. Reed's texts stopped. The ranch paid its way. I paid mine. Vance checked in monthly, reviewed books, suggested tweaks. The option clock ticked. 3 years. Quiet. Careful. Ready. The folder stayed in my glove box, waiting. That day at the county clerk stamping the LLC documents, only one person stood beside me, Vance. He knew everything. The stamp hit paper. The seal pressed. The line held. Sunday evening, the smell of brisket drifts from the kitchen. I pull into Mom and Dad's driveway tires, crunching over the same gravel that's been there since we were kids. The text came at noon, dinner at 6. Be there. No question mark. No please. I step inside. The table's set linen silverware, a pitcher of sweet tea sweating on the sideboard. Brisket slices steam on a platter sauce bubbling in a cast iron pot. Coleslaw baked beans cornbread golden from the oven. Reed's at the head scrolling his phone. Mom bustles with napkins. Dad carves the meat. Sit, Mom says. We've got plans. I take my chair. The wood creaks under me. Reed sets his phone down. Okay, hear me out. The ranch mess water under the bridge. But I've got a real shot now. New warehouse lease for scaling drop shipping. Bigger inventory, faster shipping. He leans forward, eyes bright. Plan you co-sign my new warehouse lease for drop shipping. I fork a piece of brisket. The bark crunches smoky tender. No. Mom pauses mid-pour. Utopia. Listen. Reed pushes on. It's $300,000 total. My credit's shot, but yours isn't. One signature, and I'm golden. Dad nods. Smart move, son. I chew slowly. Swallow. I'm not signing. Reed's fork clatters. You're kidding. After everything, Mom sets the pitcher down. We talked it over. Vance agrees it's fair. As if on cue, the screen door swings. Vance Jack steps in, cousin, on Mom's side, real estate lawyer with a briefcase and a tie loosened like he's off the clock. Hey, Ollie says. Drops his keys on the counter. Smells amazing. Mom pulls out a chair. Vance tell her. The cosign, it's low risk. Vance sits, grabs a plate. Serves himself beans. Yeah, about that. Reed jumps in. Utopia's got assets. The ranch LLC proves it. She cosigns, I pay it off in 6 months. Vance nods, at first slow, agreeable. Takes a bite of cornbread, crumbs on his napkin. I reach into my bag, slide the LLC folder across the table. Open to the option clause page. Read this. Vance wipes his hands. Leans in. His eyes scan the lines, lease terms, purchase rights, recorded dates. Reed talks over him. See, it's straightforward. Warehouse in Austin. Prime spot for fulfillment. Vance turns the page. Sees the witness signature. His own from 3 years back. The room quiets. Forks scrape. Tea ice shifts. Vance closes the folder. Pushes it back. He stays silent. Shakes his head. Reed blinks. What? Vance looks at me. Then Reed. The LLC's ironclad. Utopia controls the title. Co-signing now, it'd tie her assets. Bad move. Mom's hand freezes on her glass. But you said, I said hypothetically. Vance's voice stays even. This isn't hypo, it's real. Dad clears his throat. Vance, come on. Family. Vance shakes his head again. That's why I'm saying no, risking her stability for a lease. Not fair. Reed shoves his chair back. Plate rattles. You're supposed to be on my side. Vance meets his eyes. I'm on facts. I take another bite. The brisket tastes like ash now. Reed paces. This is bullshit. I need this warehouse. Mom reaches for him. Sweetie, no. He points at me. She's hoarding everything. Ranch money, the whole deal. Dad stands. Enough. Utopia, think of your brother. I set my fork down. I have. For years. Vance folds his napkin. I'll head out. Call if you need real advice. The door clicks behind him. Reed slumps into his chair. You ruined it. Mom's eyes well up. We're just trying to help. I push my plate away. The beans congeal. Dinner ends in silence. Plates stack in the sink. No one offers coffee. The kitchen light flickers once. Reed stares at the table. Mom wipes a tear. Dad sighs. I stand. The chair scrapes. I leave the folder on the table. Walk out. The brisket smell lingers in the hall. The door shuts behind me. Gravel crunches under my tires. The night swallows the house. Monday morning, Vance and I arrive at the title company originals of the LLC file stamped 3 years ago in hand. The lobby is quiet, fluorescent lights humming. Vance carries the briefcase. I hold the folder. We check in at the front desk. Escrow Officer Ramirez waves us into a small conference room. The fraudulent deed sits on the table, Harlan's signature bold at the bottom. Vance lays out the master lease, the option agreement, the county recording stamp. Everything in order. Ramirez scans each page, fingers flying over her keyboard. The printer whirs in the background. After 10 minutes, she looks up. Deed rejected. Title clouded due to paperwork mistake. The LLC holds superior interest. I nod. Vance signs the rejection form as witness. His pen moves steady. Ramirez prints the official notice. Wire reversal process started. Funds on hold. I open my laptop on the table. Draft the email right there. Subject: immediate return of misappropriated funds. Hillstone Retreat, LLC body. Mr. Harlan. The deed executed last Friday is invalid. Hillstone Retreat LLC maintains exclusive title under recorded master lease with option to purchase Bexar County Dock, Dock 4782. Return the $320,000 wire within 48 hours to avoid permanent recording block and legal action for fraud. Attached rejection notice, LLC originals. Utopia Ives managing member, Hillstone Retreat LLC. I attach the scans, hit send. CC Vance, CC Ramirez. Vance closes the briefcase. That'll rattle them. We step outside. The sun is already high. My phone buzzes in my pocket. Read, you're destroying Mom. She's crying in the kitchen. I stare at the screen. No response. Another buzz. This is your fault? Vance glances over. Block him. I do. Back at the ranch, workers have returned the furniture. The sectional sits in the living room. The drafting table centers the barn office. I sit down, open spreadsheets. A family from Houston confirmed for the weekend, 4 nights glamping package. Phone buzzes again from a new number. Reed, Dad's blood pressure is through the roof. I mute notifications. Vance texts, cloud notice filed. Public record by noon. I reply, thanks. The afternoon passes in routine. I check the horses, top off water troughs, sweep the porch. Dust settles. Evening comes. I cook pasta in the farmhouse kitchen. The silence is complete. One more buzz. Read. We're family. Fix this. I delete the thread. The title cloud lifts officially at 4:57 p.m. Email from Ramirez, reversal confirmed. Funds en route. I pour a glass of water. Sit on the porch steps. Stars appear. The fight continues, but the line is drawn. The ranch hums with quiet strength. I breathe. The night wraps around me. The folder rests on the table inside. Sealed. Done. The wire hits the LLC account at 9:12 p.m. Notification pings. I transfer to savings. Interest begins. The horses settle in the stable. Crickets start. I stand, walk inside. Close the door. Lock it. The ranch is secure. For good. 2 weeks later, my phone vibrates nonstop on the kitchen counter. I'm pouring coffee when the first email lands from Mr. Harlan's attorney. Subject: wire reversal. Complete message: funds returned in full. Sorry for the mix-up. Closing file. The $320,000 hits the LLC account by noon. I transfer it to a high-yield savings. Interest starts ticking. Next notification: bank alert. Mom and Dad's joint checking frozen. Reason: suspicious large incoming wire. FDIC flag. Standard for sums over 250,000 without prior notice. I screenshot. Archive. The ranch hums. Guests check in Friday. 4 couples from Dallas glamping under string lights. I wave from the porch as they unload coolers. Reed's downfall unfolds online. His TikTok story black screen white text. Family betrayal cuts deepest. Lost everything today. Sad violin audio. 47K views in 6 hours. Comments explode. What happened? Spill the tea. He posts a follow-up selfie in his childhood bedroom, eyes red. Sold the ranch to save us. Sister blocked the deal. Now suppliers pulling out. Hashtag family first fail. By evening, his biggest dropshipping partner, a fulfillment center in Houston, emails termination. Due to public controversy, we must protect brand integrity. Another supplier cancels. Then the ad platform suspends his account. Violation of community standards promoting family dispute. Reed's revenue stream evaporates. Inventory sits in a rented unit unpaid. Mom calls from a landline, her cells tied to the frozen account. Utopia, the bank won't release our money. Groceries, bills, I let it ring out. Dad tries next. Voicemail. This is affecting our health. Come talk. I delete. Vance forwards a cease and desist draft. If Reed keeps posting, we sue for defamation. I hold off. Let the market punish him. Guest reviews roll in. Peaceful escape hosts responsive property pristine. 5 stars. Reed's final story. A screenshot of his dashboard, 0 sales. Caption dreams deferred. Views drop. Followers unfollow. The freeze lifts after bank review funds deemed proceeds from invalid transaction. Return to Harlan minus fees. Mom and Dad lose the wire money. Their savings dip below emergency levels. Reed applies for warehouse jobs. Rejections pile up, background checks flag the TikTok drama. I ride the trails at dusk. Horses nicker. Pond reflects the moon. Phone silent now. The storm passes. 3 months pass slowly and clean, like someone airing a wound under the sun to dry it out. I exercise the option on a Tuesday morning. Sign the papers in the same county clerk's office. The clerk stamps them without a word. The ranch transfers to my name, full ownership, no LLC veil. Funds clear from savings. Mortgage at 3.9%. Payments lower than the old lease. I change the locks that afternoon. New deadbolts, smart codes only I know. Gates get keypads. Phone contacts shrink. Block Mom's number? Dad's. Reed's new one. Extended family group chat deleted. The family thread vanishes from my screen. No more alerts. The ranch breathes easier. Guests come and go. Reviews glow. I add a yoga deck by the pond. Bookings fill 6 months out. Evenings, I sit on the porch. Hill country sunsets paint the sky orange and purple. Wind whispers through the stables. Horses shift in their stalls. One night, a text slips through from an unknown number. We miss you. I delete it. Another reads trying. Give him a chance. Blocked. The silence grows comfortable. I ride the trails at dawn. Dust on my boots. Coffee on the porch rail. The drafting table holds new plans. Guest cabins, perhaps a small event barn. Revenue covers everything. And more. Vance checks in once. All quiet, all clear. He laughs. Good. The wound scabs over. Boundaries aren't walls. They're doors you choose to open. And sometimes you lock them forever. The hills roll gold in the dying light. Wind carries the scent of hay. The ranch is mine. Completely. Finally. I stand. Walk inside. Close the door. The lock clicks.